Good evening. We're still dealing with this question of ideology. And always remember that this is for revolutionaries, Pan Africanists, progressive peoples, and revolutionaries and historians who understand what is being said or what I am trying to say. Um, this question of ideology must have a proper way of analyzing anything that go on and happen with us throughout the world. And we as a people are misunderstood by other African peoples in the world and don't understand or don't know the history of us as a people. Give you for instance, if you go to any other island or Africa or somewhere where more Africans at, they always want to come to the U.S. But now, since the riots and everything been going on, and they see what Africans going on in the U.S. and Africans demonstrating in other parts of the world, see that we're going through the same thing, and don't be brainwashed by culture imperialism to make you think you come to the U.S. then you got milk and honey and everything is good and everything is right. That is not true. And one of the contradictions is when brothers and sisters do come to the U.S. to go to school or for whatever reason, and then go back home to Africa, they don't explain and tell the people the truth of really what's going on. They want the people to think that they are living a good life and everything is going good for them in the U.S. But they know that's simply not true. They know the kitchen here just like any other African that's in the U.S. So my brothers, my sisters that's at home, you need to tell the truth about how Africans in the U.S. are really treated and mistreated ever since we've been to these shores, to the red man land. We've been mistreated by Europeans. So don't believe the hype that, the U.S. is all of that. The U.S. is not all of that. It's a suffering place. And it suffers us all the time, every day. And it be coming up with new ways how to suffer us more and how to get away with all of the devious things that they be doing to us. Just this morning I heard them talking about the young brother that got killed down there in Georgia, in Glenn County, Among. Now they trying to say the European might have been defending themselves, trying to find some way to justify them European killing that African brother because they used to killing us and getting by with it. But we can't continue to let this happen, and we must always let our people throughout the world let them know what's going on with us in the U.S. And Africans in other parts of the world must let Africans in the U.S. know what's going on with other parts of the world. And then we can visually see that it's the same thing, that we fighting against the same oppressor, which is capitalism, colonialism, imperialism, racism, Zionism. Somebody raised the question yesterday on Facebook, can we be racist? I said, no, it take power to be racist because you don't make any laws. You don't make no decision about no laws. Nowhere. You don't write none. All you do is follow the European laws. And the European write new laws every day. So we're not writing no laws. You don't have no power to write no laws to make no demands upon nobody to exempt nobody from nothing else. We just puppets of imperialism, puppets of cultural imperialism. And I was saying yesterday how they have us picking at the indigenous people with these racist teams that they have with Indians logos on it, making mockery out of these people. Not only in the sports, but even in the car industry and stuff. They make mockery out of the indigenous peoples, and we go along with it and help bring harm upon the indigenous people pushed by the European. We ain't never had no reason to call no indigenous people no savage. No, follow the European. And they cowboy pictures and they still put them on. They still glorify that they are the murderers of the indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere. They don't even try to hide it. Some of the things I want to discuss also again is that these policies that they are pushing upon the people. And people that went to college to study some history, some philosophy, some ethics, don't understand, still seem like they don't know what fascism is. They don't know fascism is a controlled police state. And that's what the U.S. is. Coming to a fastly with Donald Trump, putting troops in these cities when the mayors and some of the governors, and they can say the Democratic ones don't want them there, asking them to leave. But Donald Trump is a fascist. He's a racist. So he will try to call to put peoples in check with the government to make all the laws while he can try to get back in office by any means necessary. We might be playing, but he ain't playing. So we must, look upon this and see that we are up under attack. Africans up under attack. We are the main instruments. And they have us concentrating on moving some European racist statue. No, let it stay there where you can point at it and know your reality. Like they say in Texas, they taking the word slavery out of the books. Well, they don't even know, our kids don't even know what we done went through as a people. How you gonna take that out of the school book? And the same thing about removing those statues. Got us been on talking about that damn them statues. We need to be trying to crush capitalism. We need to be concentrating on the capitalist system and what it's doing to us and all the policies and stuff it making upon us. I heard the other day that 3 to 4 times more African women die from giving birth than European women. And I guarantee you, more African women die from childbirth than they're killing us in the streets. And both of them is wrong. Killing us in the street, killing us right in the hospital. Check out the infant mortality rate in the U.S. Check it out in your state. Check it out in your city. See how many they killing our babies at childbirth. And they got us worried about some statues. I mean, dealing with that, dealing with what's going on with us. Critical analyzation call for ideology. Your ideology is supposed to be giving you a way to analyze everything that's going on with us in the world. We can't be sitting back uh, looking at what they are talking about. We got to be looking at how this affects us. Whatever policy that this U.S. imperialist government make, we need to be looking at the policy. See who the policy is for. See who the policy is against. See how it gonna benefit us. See how it gonna go against us. Them the decisions we need to be looking at and making. Because we know good and well that this country don't care nothing about us as an African. Ain't nothing care nothing. How you gonna care something about a slave? European don't care nothing about no slavery. They slave their own people. So you know they don't care nothing about enslaving us, doing all kind of harm they can do to us. And then have some other Africans up there filibustering, as they can say, about our lives. About our lives. Like I told you the other day, they trying to get us to go back to schools. They ain't gonna know but murder us. And a whole lot of us is not paying any attention. I wish all the nurses, I wish all the African nurses everywhere that listen to my sermon or whatever you might want to call it, let us know about the coronavirus. You work in the hospital every day. You see it every day. Start getting on spreading the news on the media. I don't care if it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever outlet you might have to educate our people about what's going on with this coronavirus. That's your job. That's your responsibility to your people. We gave you a position where you could go and study being a nurse, medicine, and knowing everything about what's going on the ground. On the ground. We need y'all to tell us what's going on the ground, not off the TV. Educate us. It's your job. It's your responsibility. You went to school for to tell the truth to the people about health care in the world. So we need to know what is really going on. And we know y'all are the experts because y'all are not dealing with it. You might not have no doctor credential. You ain't got to have no doctor credential. You more than the hospital, more than the doctor. Doctor come through for a few minutes, check his patient, and gone. You there all day long. Let us know what's going on. We need to know. You ain't the only one need to know. We need to protect our family. We need to protect our people. And we need y'all African nurses to stand up and take a responsibility towards our people our children, our elderly, all of us, and let us know what's going on. They can say, spill your guts. Tell it. Because we studied dying, the coronavirus is studied growing, and we studied dying. And we're not taking it serious enough as a people. And we need to take it very serious. Everybody to have some kind of scientific information on this coronavirus that can help the masses of African people throughout the world. It's your responsibility to tell your people what is really going on about the health care, about the instruments that they do have, don't have. You need to just let us know everything. You need to tell us, cover with the mask. Europeans ain't got to do it. It's our life that we got to deal. We got to be concerned about us, and we want everybody to be concerned about us. You know, you got to let nobody make you put on no mask. We should have enough knowledge to protect ourselves against any force, and we got to take this very serious. So we want our people to be healthy. There's so many things that we are lacking that we can improve on, things that we can do. I would love to see our people start listening to us as a people. The ones that are spreading good knowledge, real knowledge. Not no bourgeois philosophy, a Pan-Africanist philosophy. We need to have some analyzation from some Pan-Africanists from throughout the world where we can come out of this illusion that the U.S. is a good country. Yeah, it's good to murder us. That's all it ever did was murder us, suffer us, from one aspect of life to another one. So we must come together, unify ourselves, start thinking alike, start helping and improving anything. Don't say this ain't no good for the people. Just put it out here. Just like I was saying yesterday, you know, we need the school teachers to step up, you know, and have a math class. The little young brothers out there rapping, you know, start rapping the alphabets. Rapping them, make them into a rap where our little kids can learn them. Put 8 parts of speech, if they still doing the 8 parts of speech, put it into a rap. Find out what our kids are failing in at school. See how these young rappers can turn that into a beat, turn that into a rap where our kids can learn it. Because we know our kids are smart, so they can remember all them songs and rap them better than the one made the song. So we know our kids can learn, just need the proper techniques and tactics to try to learn our people different things that we need to know. Because you know y'all school teachers can teach any subject on here. Take a half hour, teach some algebra, teach some chemistry. Why not? What it gonna cost you? What, cause you ain't gonna make no money from it? Then you can't do nothing for your people? We know that can't be true. We know that isn't true. But show us that's not true. Use any kind of means that one have to educate our people, to tell our people what's going on and what to watch out for, what to do. Who else gonna tell us? It's our job. We need to read more, become more conscious of our history, look into African history before slavery. Like I said, to see how we were living, what kind of structure we had versus how we live in now, our belief system now. We don't even have a belief system on the most part. You don't know who to believe. One thing to this thing, to that thing. Everybody's saying different things. We need to come together where we can say one thing and be unified with it. At least one thing. So my 15 minutes about up today. But nurses, I'm pushing it. We need you. We need you, nurses. And some of y'all been in the field for years and years. Very educated in the health field. And we need this education. Very much so. So I'm going to see, do you hear me? Do you listen to me? Do you believe me? Will you help us? We fought too hard to get you where you at, for you not to help your people. Don't be scared of those jobs, scared of capitalism. Don't let capitalism stop you. We can remember when we talking about went from Negro to Black Power, that Africans had to move out of their house and sleep in tents. But they did that. They pushed the masses of the people forward. They ain't dealing with the development of Black Power. So we asking you again, nurses. We need y'all. And I'm going to be asking everybody in some field every day to do something. Because we just can't be sitting there, and Christians, Jesus wasn't sitting down now. Y'all know Jesus wasn't sitting down. Jesus was on the move talking to the people, educating the people, fighting for the people. You know it. So if you say you're a Christian and you ain't following Jesus, because the only way to me you can follow Jesus if you know what Jesus was against, what was Jesus for, what was he fighting for, what was he fighting against, who was his friends, who was his enemies. In order to be able to follow anybody, you got to know those four things. What was he fighting for? What was he fighting against? Who was his friend? Who was his enemy? Once you figure that out, you ain't got no problem. And you can figure that out easily. They can say, just read that in the red about Jesus. Ain't got but 3 little chapters in there that you read them. Read that in the red at least and see. And then you see what your responsibility is to world civilization. Stop playing. Stop thinking about it's all about some money, how you look, what you got. And we suffering as a people. Every time they give out food here in Fort Valley, you got lines so long, people's in all kind of big cars. What they suffering too and ain't got no money. All right, nurses, step up to the plate, baby. We need y'all. We don't care if you're male or female. I know I said, baby, that's just yamboo. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Thank y'all, Africans. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow.